Good afternoon. This is the presentation which I had made basically with the AICHE, and then two occasions basically. My friend Tom Ram had asked me to do that. At that time, it was not recorded, and then now that we are all locked up with COVID-19, that I thought that some of my other presentations, which I had done them in the past, that I can record them for the general public. My name is Rafiq Khadimally, Rick, and my experience is basically in two areas. One is the refineries, and the other one is in the offshore area. That is my background, and I have close to around now 40 years. Now I'm a consultant. Houston Consulting Group, that's my company. Off and on, I take some job. So what I'm now going to tell you today presentation is the one which is related with refineries. And I excelled in the interface management in offshore projects, and then I applied that to in this presentation to the refinery pre-turnaround activities. That's what it is, that how much work. My role in the refineries was that I was the project engineer, and my role was I'll pick up the projects, maintenance projects, repairs, storage tank repairs, upgrades, and brownfield projects. So my starting point was the technical services report that from there onward I will generate the scope of work and all that. Was I the turnaround superintendent? No, no. I would report to the turnaround superintendent during the turnaround period when the project is going to be buckled up. So that was my role precisely. And I would generate all the scope of works and everything. So I have that presentation here with me. By the way, I am on LinkedIn. So this presentation is going to be available there. I am also on the YouTube. I have the channel Houston Consulting Group, and that presentation, this presentation is going to be there. And okay, so I'm going to now share the screen with you. And here is that. Okay. And let me make a full screen here for you, y'all. Okay, here we go. Okay. So refinery and chemicals pre-turnaround activities via interface management, okay, for small to medium-sized plants. And if you look at it on the right-hand top, that is the logo for AICHE. That is the presentation that I had made there. And two occasions, there were two occasions, and I'm going to show that one to you. Then I will start with the safety moment always. And if you look at it, safety first, that is my motto always. And these are some of the sketches that I picked them up from the internet. Safety is a full-time job. And here you are, you know, always be careful. That's what I want to give the message to. I have given the courtesy from where I have picked up these slides. Then I would start with mission and vision statement. That is always I do. I have got mission statement and I have got a vision statement. Okay. And now what is this all about? Abstract and the summary is that this plan basically is for tracking the pre-turnaround activities for the smaller to medium-sized refineries and chemical plants, maintenance projects, unit upgrades, web, and so I have applied I was interface manager on the offshore projects, okay, interfacing with everybody. And you will see, I'll let you know that experience in my other, some of them are already uploaded. So I will couple them up with the supply chain management, and similarity is given to the offshore mega projects. The plan is meant for small to medium size. By the way, pre-turnaround, all these refineries here in Houston, everybody has got their turnaround managements there. They are doing superb job. I have tried to put it up in a presentation form. And so this is what my thing is. It excludes the major refineries. Major refineries have already got their very regimented systems, okay? And it ensures a defect-free and a picture-perfect completion of all requisites. There are a lot of things prior to the turnaround coming up, right? I used to be the project engineer doing some of the repair works and all that, but during the turnaround, they would give me the major repair work or just like the retubing of debutanizer heater, installation of a block isolation valve on top of the crude distillation tower, add fin fan cooler, all those projects. But what I will do then during I would be in the tank farm, converting storage tanks to fixed roof to floating roof, or putting aluminum screens inside, repairing them, bottom, and all those kind of things I would do. But then they will give me this work, so I would plan all of that one so that it could be buckled up during the turnaround period. Turnaround itself, the maintenance, refinery maintenance manager used to be, then he becomes the turnaround superintendent, and I would report to him. I had some selected projects, maintenance projects, upgrade, which I will do during that period of time. I will report to him. Turnaround normally around 3 to 4 weeks time in a refinery. I will not name any names. That is my style, but because my resume is already there on LinkedIn, and some people who have worked in those refineries, when I give a little similarity, then even without me mentioning where the project is, they will probably figure it out which refinery we are talking about. Okay. And then this plan basically ensures absolute priority, and I take care of the HES very much, and it controls basically the budget overruns and schedule delays. Okay. And then we are talking about this is basically starting from the EPCI projects, that what I did in the offshore. And there I learned the interface management. And in one way or the other, all these refineries, Exxon, Mobil, Shell, all these refineries, they are having, so Valero, they are having their turnaround superbly. They have their own softwares to do the job and all that. I try to couple, after refineries, I moved into offshore projects. And if I was project engineer, then I became the interface manager. And that is what I love, left and right. You could see there are other presentations also. So this very presentation, I have made it in, you can call it in backdated, that to do the pre-turnaround work based on interface management. So there are no hiccups left over when you are doing the plant turnaround during that famous period of time. Okay, so this presentation is based on extensive refinery experience. That is my backbone basically, okay? And the attempt is to amalgamate the interface management experience from the offshore oil and gas mega projects. Yeah, I have done quite a few, seven mega projects on the offshore side, jacketed platforms, floating platforms, drill rig, and then lately LNG liquefaction projects, but we only went up to feed, okay? And then at the tail end, if there are any questions and answers, obviously I'm certainly willing to be answering those ones. I'll go a little faster. I have picked up an example of a turnaround in any maintenance refinery. Okay, it's an unnamed refinery, around 110,000 barrel crude distillation unit number 2. It's a turnaround, and there was some scope of work which I did actually. Oh, by the way, all these presentations are based on actual work that I have done in my career. Okay, so that has got all those things that I am mentioning here: crude desalter, distillation tower and trays, and all those, steam air decoking. I'm going to make a separate presentation on each of those ones, and then I'm going to upload them. Okay, retubing of heaters was mainly given to me. Debutanizer heater, vertical heater, which had 3 coils. They had the convection section and the all that. You remove the cone, and then take first of all put the ring around those. The old one you have cut at the weld point. You lift all the coil there, but prior to that, in my fabrication yard, the new coils were being welded. The U bends, they were mostly nickel chrome, molybdenum, half moly, nickel chrome, vanadium type, depending upon whichever the specifications were. And so I will bring them, I'll hire the contractors, and I would be responsible for that. But during the entire turnaround period, then I would my responsibility to complete and be in a very direct liaison with the turnaround superintendent. Okay. And then I have mentioned about some of the things which were done. There was another crude charge pump which I had to install. There were two fan coolers which I installed. Okay, flushing capability. Okay. And then I have got the presentation overview. So what is basically we are talking about, we have three keywords: refinery and chemical turnarounds. We are talking about pre-turnaround activities, and tracking via interface management, which is my area basically. And the main thing, every client, as well as in the offshore projects, every client and the EPCI companies, they all agreed that the poor interface management was the basic root cause of all the delays and the budget overruns and all that. And I got quite a lot of excellence in that one. Most of my supervisors will not let me go. I moved from one project to another with them. I would take the name of one of my, his name is Phil Hawley. I was with him for 7 years in around 2.5 projects because he then left. This is the offshore project that I'm talking about. All my experience is coming from that wizard. He's at this moment in Technip FMC as a senior project director. Super. Yeah, I would certainly mention his name. I always took his permission that during my presentations, Phil, do you mind if I take? I want to give the credit. Phil Hawley is on my LinkedIn. So you could see his. Okay, let's talk about that. This one has got a huge market, which is small to medium sized refineries, which we have got. If you look at it, we have got close to 50 such plants. We have got it in the state of Texas and Gulf region. We are talking about all these plants which are available, and the routine. There are three kind of turnarounds which we are talking about: routine turnaround, planned turnaround, and an emergency turnaround. So all the three forms that I was engaged in from time to time. Okay, and then I have added this Nelson Complexity Index basically. Now, particularly, I will give credit to Valero guys. They bought refineries from Shell and Exxon and all that, but my God, they went into a superb complexity. So their NCI kept on increasing. They added a lot of units and all that. So I have added that one in particular. This is coming out from the internet, basically, the complexity factor. And I have added this one just for the information of everybody, okay? So for this kind of a thing, for a refinery, which is 100,000 barrel, the NCI number comes out to be equal to 3.7 if you have got those units which are already listed in here, okay? Then I'm talking about plant turnaround is basically a project, okay? And the project manager is the turnaround superintendent, okay? That's the way, and that's why there's a lot of activity which has got to be done prior to the turnaround. Normally 8 months, 10 months, because you have to order a lot of things, okay? And he's a project manager, okay? And then I have got I have mentioned about the work groups, the way exactly I have them in my interface management, the work groups, different work groups that what we are talking about. And they include obviously the turnaround superintendent reports to the refinery manager at that time, ops manager, sometimes the maintenance manager himself is the turnaround superintendent. HES engineer, planning engineer, scheduler, materials engineer, and procurement manager, QA, QC inspector, and the contractors. At that time, the contractors are also part of the team. So the organization chart that I made it, I look at the turnaround superintendent right there, and my role, the way it would have been is a turnaround interface coordinator. I've got leads on one side, I've got contractors. So look what a turnaround superintendent, he reports to operations manager and maintenance manager in case the turnaround superintendent is not the maintenance manager himself. And then I have got interface management. I have turned it into red dotted line. And this is the way I have shown. You have procurement, you have HES, planner, you have operations, you have got QA, QC materials, they have got their leads. And this is the way their direct chain of command. And the red dotted line is the interface guy, which I used. This is the formula. This is basically my org chart, which I used to do it on my offshore projects, okay? And I created that during the time when I was in the refinery, that how had that been the thing that I would do interface management in my refineries, I used to be just like that. But my title at that time was project engineer, understand, okay? Project engineer doing major repair of storage tank and all those projects. During turnaround, some special projects which were beyond the scope of the routine maintenance. They clean the bundle, retubing and all that kind of a thing they do. But then those bigger projects, they will give it to me, as I just mentioned to you. Yeah, debutanizer, retubing of debutanizer. I'll contact the AP Green or two or three more companies to do the refractory wall, the cove block, the burner blocks, the target walls, all that. That had been my practice. During the turnaround, I finished the project I am on the standby. The refinery, at that time, the refinery is turned on, production. Once that is done, 72 hours, 96 hours, I'm staying in the control room, all that, everything with my crew on my projects, everything is okay. A turnaround superintendent says, Rick, thank you, man. You did a great job. Here he comes by, and I will go back to be doing my own projects. Okay. So this is the one that I mentioned to you. Then the turnaround scope of work. Now, how you create the scope of work, first of all, you have got a post turnaround report coming from the previous side. Okay. That you add it then you have got a projected work scope, which is known. Then you have got some unknown and unforeseen scope of work. So all those things are combined, then it becomes the overall scope of work. Okay. Then you are talking about the procurement. Okay. Again, the post turnaround report is the basis of the next turnaround scope of work. Then whichever needs to be purchased, owner furnished equipment, or some pressure vessels will go, some heat exchangers will be changed, some retubing. So all of that and receive on site date was very important. Okay. Contractors scope includes some of the piping, but okay, now contractors who are helping us, they will have the piping fittings. So smaller little tiny bitty items used to be included in their scope based on our specifications. But the refinery would give the basic, the owner furnished equipment, as I mentioned. If some pressure vessel has got to be replaced from within the refinery, or some heat exchangers has got to be changed. Retubing is a different thing. Pressure washing, retubing, cleaning, those things, that is a common routine turn around. Any engineered packages will have to be got ahead of time. Okay, scaffolding, refractory, manpower supply, and all that. Now I'm talking about the preparation for the RFQ, which I would do for the turnaround contractors. Okay, so here I am going to first of all prepare the scope of work. Okay, I have got the RFQ made for it, and I have got a cost plus rate sheet. I had some fixed lump sum for the known scope of work, but then I will have all the items which are unknown, but I will have them different rates basically depending hourly. And then okay, after that one, now it is a time when I will do the pre-qualification of the contractors. Okay. I would conduct the bid explanation meeting. And by the way, I will always conduct a combined joint bid explanation meeting. Lot many previously, when I was there, they would say, oh, don't tell other contractors how many contractors are being invited. I said, they all know it. There is no point to hide them. So you have contractor A, B, C, D, E. Invite all of them together with a bid explanation meeting. They will have questions. Each one of them have question. I'll combine them. I'll answer each of the question, and it will be distributed to everybody. Okay. So all that's what I'm mentioning. So once we, oh, hold on 1 second. I need to go back. Previous one is here. Yeah. So once we get the bids, I used to be in the bid opening committee. See, I was the project engineer. One is from finance. One guy is from procurement. One guy is from project department. And we all are going to be, the way the procedure was, the bids would come during a time. It will come the technical bid separate for TBE, technical bid evaluation. Commercial bid would come separate. They will come in the box, and we will invite everybody at that time. Okay, so we are just five of us, 4 or 5 of us. We will sign on top of the closed envelope, which are all sealed, all of us, and then we are going to be open it. And at that time, we are going to be read out contractor A, he has that amount of price, this one, B, and all that. This is the way we are going to be letting everybody know now. So technical evaluation would come to me. Commercial bid evaluation will go to the procurement manager, but then both of them will be combined, and we will make one presentation for the recommendation for the approval of the management. Once that is signed, now I'm talking about this one. Okay, so will conduct the kickoff meeting once the contract has been awarded. Okay, and then we would have rollover from this stage onward. The operator team and the contractors managing that activity for the turnaround. So all the pre-turnaround work has been done, which is basically the backbone of the turnaround. If your pre-turnaround work has been done superbly, there is no problem that you will ever have problem to conduct a good turnaround. Okay. Now I'm giving you a little bit about the interface management. These are my slides which are coming from my interface management, which I have done in the offshore projects. Okay. It's an integral part of the project management, and it is a it is a regimented way of resolving an interface item between the work groups. Okay, and we have got all these 9 facets of project management, and in particular, number 5, it used to be only risk. Okay, it used to be only it used to be only quality, and I called it HESQR, and that is not in pmi.org. It is health, environment, safety, quality, and regulatory. So this is my addition. I have put a asterisk there. Rick's input on health, environment, safety, quality, and yeah, HESQR. Okay, so this is basically the 10th one is the stakeholder management. When I did my PMP, there were 9 of them. The 10th was not there, and 10th is the most important, which is the stakeholder management. Okay, and I have picked it up. By the way, any information which I have got from various websites, I always give the courtesy down below, and you are going to look at it. Now we are talking about a project is a temporary endeavor. Everybody knows project management is the application of knowledge, tools, and skills, and all that. I'm not going to be reading out all of this one. because you people, and the project management processes are 5. You have initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control, and closing. Okay. And this is a part of the PMI. And here we have got the team of turnaround superintendent, refinery manager, ops manager, maintenance manager. Maintenance manager, in case the turnaround superintendent normally is not the maintenance manager, but in the Gulf Coast areas, back home, back the refineries where I worked, the maintenance manager will not be the turnaround superintendent. He would be an expatriate from USA. So you know now it is an overseas, and again, I'm not taking names. I'm not taking names at this time. Okay. Then HES, manage, engineer, planning, materials. So this is basically the various work groups that I am talking about. Selected turnaround contractors A and B, and we would have cradle to grave all the pre-turnaround activities having completed to the hilt. Yes. So the magic of having a successful, on time and on budget, by the turnaround budget, let's not talk about it, because you see the reason is there's so many unforeseen. When you open up a refinery at that time, even though the past turnaround is the backbone of the work scope for this turnaround, but when you open it, you never know what is inside, right? So the budget, I would say, negotiated or revised budget. But the time is very important because the operations are just on top of our head. Hey, we don't want it in excess of 4 weeks or 3.5 weeks. By the way, I always would come 2.5 days ahead of time for my project, which used to be during the turnaround. And I have got a lot of certs, by the way. Yeah, some of them I posted them on my LinkedIn. Yes, 2 times they judged me as the runner-up for the ideal employee. Ideal employee, somebody else got it. Okay. Yeah. Well, I was in Saudi Arabia, so they had Saudization, they call it. So Saudi, but the managing director he said it is you, and he gave me the cert, and that cert is posted on my website. So that's why I call it a runner-up for the Ideal Employee Award for 2 times in that refinery. Okay, then I have got, look what I have done now. Substantial saving. This is the way I'm trying to prove month 1 to month 8. It's the pre-turnaround activities, and then the red one basically is 3 to 4 weeks of duration where the actual turnaround is placing. So all that pre-turnaround activity, what I'm talking about, I'm emphasizing it. Now, all the refinery people here, you people are turnaround, you people are doing super. I'm not teaching you here, not at all, sir. You people are doing excellent turnarounds for years and years and years. I only try to tell you, I was in refineries. I have been supporting the turnaround superintendent with the projects which will be beyond that. He would come and he would say, this is a major work that you need to handle it through contractors. Okay. But I will do it, all of this, which I mentioned, and I will button it up during the turnaround period 2 or 3 days ahead of time to get bonus. Yeah, they were very, yeah, they would shower a lot of money. Yes, and by the way, I'll also get it for my team as well. So I wasn't the one taking all the bloody bonus. No, sir, not that way. But what I am trying to say is that was my idea, to try to couple up the interface management which I learned in the offshore projects, that could be applied in the turnaround. That's why I created this thing. Okay. And look, so it's a typical turnaround plan, 3 to 4 weeks, right there on the live. Then I'm talking about how the interface management works. This is the way I call it. It is a pyramid of project interface management. So in the first case, we have got either the project manager or somebody. It's like the project manager is like a pyramid. At the apex is a project director. And in this particular case, I made it to turnaround superintendent. Okay, I'm going to raise him up a little bit for a wider, and I'm going to insert myself. Okay, I just got it at the back of my picture. Look, I inserted turnaround turnaround interface coordinator. I made a title for myself. Okay, and I'm going to go up a little bit, and then if you look at it, so his vision gets broadened. The footprint, it becomes an extended turnaround project management footprint. And I call it as a turnaround project management pyramid. Okay, this is my idea. In one of my interviews, I was drawing it by hand, and he offered me the job. Wonderful. And I thought that this one should be in some of my presentation, and that's why I have done it. All of these are animated, and it is about a little bit about myself. I am a BS mechanical engineer, PMP, and also went to from Rice. I did executive development program in project management, and you could read it. I am not going to read it. Okay. And if there would be any question and answer, please take care. Throw it on the website. My email address is there. My last name at gmail.com, and my other email are Khadimally at Houston Consulting Group.com. My phone number is also there, so I'm available. Okay, I'm going to close this one. Okay, in that way, then I can come. So now I am talking about the conclusion. So again, I just mentioned to you that this particular presentation was done for AICHE 2 times. One was in the grill somewhere right there on Spencer Highway. Tom Ram, oh my God, Tom Ram is my hero, great guy. He is an official in the AICHE. Then he told me Sanjay, another guy was there. He said they liked the presentation. They want you to do it, and that was in a church just north of I-10 somewhere. So I made this present. I think this is around 2 years ago, and I had been busy. I never got it recorded. So I thought this is probably the best opportunity that I'm recording it. And it is going to be there. And slowly, I'm going to be bringing some other topics as well. Okay. Bye for now. Thank you very much.